I didn't really want to get into this conversation about Verstappen and Lewis because Lewis pulled a few naughty things as well, and Verstappen is young and crazy. Now I neither support Lewis nor Verstappen because both of them, for me, are not what I want a Formula One driver to be. And this has not necessarily to do with driving, but if Lewis turns up with a skirt like a girl in one of those galas, this is something which doesn't appeal to me. I mean, of course, he has the right to dress whatever he wants, but for me, Formula One drivers, they're men, so they don't really put on skirts except they're Scottish. That's different because that's traditional. And Verstappen, on the other hand, is a completely crazy person and a bit of a nutcase. But that's okay. And guys, listen, this is just my opinion. But I need to get into this conversation because Verstappen did not check on Lewis if he had a problem or not. Maybe he could have been dead, and people say. But you also have to understand that if you get out of the car, and you had just a major crash and you believe that it was his fault, so I'm talking from Verstappen point of view, and you get off your car and the other guy is revving the engine, return to get out, pull the car out to go back to the track, then it's a very high possibility, 99.999%, that a dead Lewis Hamilton wouldn't have been able to put the car in return gear and trying several times to go out of the gravel. Now, Verstappen seen it and heard it that the engine is raving and the guy's trying to get out. So any injury or even death for that matter, it's not possible, because if you're injured, you're not going to be able to put the car into return and try several times to go back to the track, and after they tell you that you shouldn't try anymore, then you stop. So Lewis was trying that several times while Verstappen was still around. So I don't really want to blame Verstappen too much to not on check on Lewis, because there was no way that Lewis could have been seriously harmed, hurt, or even killed. And as I said, I'm not supporting either of them, but I just want to be fair. And if you knock someone out in boxing, you're not necessarily gonna go down there and try to kind of check. I mean, you have a quick look and you maybe hang about for a little while, but this is in this kind of sports, it's difficult, but since I'm really studied the footage, I cannot blame Verstappen at all, because he's seen that Lewis is moving and he wants to move back to the track to get back to the box, to change bits and bobs on the car and carry on driving. So on that one, I left Verstappen off. For me, the 3-race ban is not a race ban. The 3-place penalty is pretty much meaningless, because if you think back on 1991, what Senna did with Prost, and in Adelaide in 1994, Michael with Damon Hill, what happened with Verstappen and Lewis is, for me, a pure racing accident. And as Ayrton Senna said, for me, the best racing driver ever existed. If there's a gap and you no longer go for it, then you're not a racing driver anymore. And yes, it was nasty. It was Verstappen's fault, according to the professionals. Bear in mind, none of the stewards ever won a world championship. This is quite weird as well. Why don't they take a stewards like a Mansell or an Alain Prost or Jackie Stewart, for that matter, or Nelson Piquet, or Jenson Button, these kind of guys? Why are those stewards people like Derek Rorick? He never won anything in his life. I mean, So in terms of World Championship in the Formula One, so having those kind of stewards who not really champions, it also leaves a little bit bad taste in my mouth. Not the only dog is for German, which I actually commented. Of course, sign up to WooCode if you're looking for an activity partner or for a travel partner, or you might fancy something else.